How you doing? Cheers for checking out this video. I just want to quickly say that the lesson you're about to watch is actually taken from a much larger course that you can access by clicking the link in the description. I'm going to have plenty of free stuff floating around on YouTube, so if you like what you see, please think about giving us a like and a subscribe. If you want to delve a bit further, then check those links in the description. Let's jump into the video. Now let's tackle your first riff. This is a huge tune. It's Seven Nation Army by the band White Stripes. It's a great riff, great melody, very memorable. There's a couple of different ways that you can play this, and if you was to watch other videos, you might see certain musicians play it on different areas of the neck, but we're going to play in the position starting from the 2nd fret because it very handily uses our 1st and 2nd finger like what we were working on in the exercise from the previous lesson. I'm just going to have a quick play through that riff just so you get an idea and feel for it. So as you can see there, I'm starting with my 1st finger tucked behind the 2nd fret of the D string, and I'm starting with my index finger on my right hand, and then I'm beginning to alternate the fingers after that. So start for me by putting your 1st finger just behind that 2nd fret and then gently catching it with your 1st finger. Now the 2nd note is on the same string, and then after that we play open on the G. So we get... Now notice there's a little bit of a pause between those first 2 notes on the 2nd fret before I quickly catch that open string underneath. If I was to just put them really close together, those first 2 notes, takes away from the vibe of the riff. It's not right. So we have that pause. Bum, 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 bum. After we've played that open note, we come back to our 2nd fret of the D string. Nice. So we've played 4 notes now. 3 of them are on the same fret. After we've come back to that 2nd fret, we then play that string open as well. And one thing I want to highlight here as well, after we've played that open string and we go back to the 2nd fret, we let our 1st finger relax a little bit so it becomes a bit straighter and it mutes the string underneath. Otherwise we'd have that open string ringing over the rest of the riff like this. We're not really after that. We're wanting to cut that string out. Once we've played that open G, we want it removed. So we just slightly angle our 1st finger down so that it mutes that string underneath. We're not pressing down on the G, we're just literally letting the underside, the pad of our 1st finger, just catch. See how it does that? It's that smallest little movement. I'm raising my 1st finger after those first 2 notes to allow the G to come through, and then I'm slightly bringing it down just so it catches it and mutes it, stops the note from ringing out, and if we was to accidentally catch it, it wouldn't start interfering with the other notes we're playing. Cool. So once we've played that 2nd fret, once we've gone back to it, we now have an open D. Once we've played that, we then bring our 2nd finger up to the A string now, on the 3rd fret, and then we go back to the 2nd fret with our 1st finger. So we played that open D, we went up to the 3rd fret with our 2nd finger on the A string, and then we went back to the 2nd fret. I'm going to play that all together really slow. Alternating those fingers, 2nd fret, open, back to the 2nd, open D, 3, 2 on the A. And there we go, you have that whole riff, and that's used a hell of a lot throughout the song. Like I say, it's a great one to play, especially after that exercise. Start to get our fingers moving, covering a few frets, and actually playing 3 different strings. Now, just quickly, to add on to that, the other variation that I mentioned about starts on the 7th fret of the A string, and it uses our little finger to get up to that, what we would be playing as the open G, they play on the 10th fret of the A. So just quickly, you'd get... Now that's a big old stretch for our early stage of playing, but the exercise we're going to do in a little while starts to use our third and fourth finger, stretching across 4 frets. So that's a little bit of a prep, a little bit of a warning for where we're going to be going. I'm going to put this whole song in the PDFs. That version will be in there as well, so why not go and challenge yourself? In the choruses, there's a slight change. So we've gone... The second bar of the chorus goes... Notice how there was that other note that we shifted in there to... It repeats that 3, open D, back to the 3, back to the 2, and then there's a tiny little open A that exists, very briefly. In the chorus, they play back to back. So the first bar is the verse riff, and the second bar is the variation. It sounds like this. Variation. 3, open 3, 2, little A, open, back to the beginning. And then there's a little 3rd fret, E, open A, open E. But I'm going to put the rest of the song in the PDFs so that you've got all the tab there. I've walked you through that first bit, briefly described the chorus, cheekily thrown in those other little notes that happen there. I always like to set my students just that little bit of a task if you want to take it on, because I really think that helps develop your playing even further and a lot quicker. So have a little look at the PDFs, get confident with this first riff that we've gone through, watch that bit of the lesson back as many times as you need, then open up that PDF and see if you can add that little chorus variation in there as well. I want to quickly add that the first guitar class I ever put onto Skillshare had that riff in, but for guitar. So if you're a guitar player, or if you've got friends that are family and you want to jam together, that's a great little riff that you could both play because they follow suit with each other. Like I say, it's a nice, easy one to get up and running with, and you could start jamming that at the same time. The link will be in the description of this class, so check it out if you want. Thank you for making it to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, then please think about giving us a little like and a subscribe. And if you want to go further, remember you can hit those links in the description and you'll get access to the full courses. I hope you're feeling confident and creative, and I'll hopefully see you in one of the larger courses one day. Or for now, just have a little scout around on the YouTube channel and see what else you can find. Take care.